Okay, so hi. Welcome to my master class. This is where I'll be teaching you everything I know about the guitar. Now, the guitar is a big instrument. There's a lot you need to know, but I'm going to teach you everything you need to understand and know as much as I do. So first, you're going to want to tune it with our little tuner. You buy these at the store for like 10 bucks, I don't know, 20 bucks, I don't know. And you tune the guitar. Doesn't sound in tune, but it says it's in tune. Does not sound in tune. What's wrong? This one. See, it's not in tune. But the tuner lies, man. It lies. It's gotta be higher. I guess it sounds more in tune. Anyways, whatever. So, there's two things you gotta learn in guitar. Well, there's three. One of them is rhythm. Rhythm just means just stay in beat, you know? So if the beat's like, you go, or you make some pauses in between. So you go, and you move your hand, but you don't hit the string. So you go. And then you can hit the string going up as well. So. Your hand always goes up and down on the beat, on the rhythm. So the rhythm goes like boom, 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 boom. The rhythm goes at some kind of tempo, and it's always the same for the whole song. It's the same, and you move your hand to that rhythm, and you play the chords on where you don't put in the spaces. So you go like boom, boom, and you can just practice just like this. These are called mute strums. So you mute the strings just like this. You don't press them down. You don't let them go. You just hold them gently, and you go like this, and you hear those clicks. Click, 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 click. Or you can play any kind of chord, like a minor chord, a major, what is this, minor? A minor chord. So that's rhythm. That's all we're going to discuss about rhythm. It's up to you to learn it. I expect your homework done at 9 a.m. tomorrow on rhythm. Now, then you have the chords. So the chords. You have the open position chords. That's all the chords that happen in between here, here, and here. So these are called frets, and there's 12 of them. This one is 12. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all up to 12. And these are the strings. There's 6 of them. They have names. and you can tune them to a specific name, a specific note. The name is the note that starts on 0. So this is 1, this is 0. At 0 is the name of the string. So it's E, A, D, G, B, E. So they have notes. And then you move up 1, it's whatever. It's a semitone higher, all of them. So the strings have names, 6 of them. But we also call them by numbers. In guitar, it's very visual. We can see what's going on. So we can't see the note like a piano, but we can see the number. We can count by numbers. So we have 12 frets and 6 strings. Okay. So the open position chords are not actually any type of position that you can use anywhere on the guitar except for 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So on 0, 1, 2, and 3 are special chords. However, those are the most common chords. Example, C, A minor, E minor, D minor, G, E, F, right? A minor 7, D, what's this? D, this is D7, D7, D, D7, D, D7. So, and the way you learn these is through experience. You gotta know, when you first learn a guitar, you're gonna learn what a C is, you're gonna learn what an A minor is, you're gonna learn what a D minor is, and you're only gonna learn one version of it, and those are all these open position chords. They usually use 3 fingers or 2 fingers. They use 2 fingers or 3 fingers. Like C, A minor 7, A minor, D minor 7, G uses 4 fingers, or 3 fingers. So those are you gotta just memorize them, because those are the open position chords. When you play a song, you can play a whole song based on just this part of the neck, and that's the open position of the neck. And this is going to be a long class, by the way, but stay tuned, because we got special bonus offers and special bonus deals for our subscribers. Okay, so stay tuned till the end. So you got the open position chords. That's the first thing you learn. Now after that, anytime you play a chord on a different position that's not the open position, why can you do that? It's because there's 12 frets and there's 6 strings. So not every chord starts on the same string. Now a scale, to go from C to the next octave, C. So C, D, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, whatever. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, back to A. That's 12 semitones. Exactly from here to here. That's 12 semitones. 7 notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 7 whole notes, but you got sharps and flats, and in total there's 12 of them, because not every note has a sharp, not every note has a flat. Some of them have sharps and flats, some of them just have a sharp, some of them just have a flat, but in total there's 12 including the sharps and flats, or 7 whole notes in the scale. So you got 12. So you got, like, this is an E right here on 0. This is the next E. So if I were to play an E minor like this, you already know where another E minor chord is located, and that's exactly 12 up. It's going to look exactly the same. Kind of hard to get it up here, but that's logistically possible. So if you stay on the 6th string, you got an E minor here, and you got an E minor here. Now, because not every chord starts on the same string, here's the fun part. There's a different E on the 5th string that's not going to be here or here. It's going to be somewhere in the middle. And on the 4th string, it's going to be somewhere else. And on the 3rd string, it's going to be somewhere else. On the 2nd string, it's going to be somewhere else. And on the highest string, it's identical to the bottom string. These two strings are identical E's, just much farther apart on the scale, but they're both E's. Okay, stick around. So now, if we were to play a chord on the 5th string, that E would look different than on the 6th string. See what I'm saying? And we don't memorize, it's impossible to memorize the open position chord, which is the open position chord over here, to learn it on another string, because there's 12 of them, and you can't learn 12 notes on all 4, 5, 6 different strings. That's a lot to memorize. So what we do is we have shapes. So you have the open position chords, and every other chord is a shape. So this is the open position chord. Now if I want to play an E on the 5th string, that's not in the open position. Then I go into my shapes. And the shapes are, example, major, minor, 7. So you got like G minor, G7, G minor 7, G7, G minor 7. Then you got G major 7, which is not G7. So G7, G major 7, G minor 7, just G minor, and then there's 3 more I like to add. The critical one is the minor 7 flat 5, also known as the diminished 7. Sounds complicated, and it is pretty complicated. But the thing is, you can't build all the chords in the scale without that note. Let me give you an example. Say we're playing in the key of E, key of C. So if we're playing in the key of C, I told you there's 7 whole notes. That equals 7 chords. So to go from C to C, you got 7 notes in between. 12 with the sharps and flats, 7 whole notes. So to go from C to C, you got 7 notes in between, and you got 7 chords in between. And those chords are very basic. They go major, major, minor, major. I don't know the order, but they go like major, major, minor, major, minor, major. So they go either a major chord or a minor chord. But the seventh one, is it the fifth or the seventh? One of them is neither a major nor a minor. And in the key of C, it's the note B. This one. So sometimes you'll be jammed. You'll be like, I like a C, I like a D. So I played C, I can't play D, I gotta play D minor. F, G, I can't play A, but I can play A minor. Back to C, F, G, D minor, A minor, C. Sounds all good. E, I can't play E, but I can play the E minor. E minor. So C, D minor, A minor, G, F, E minor. See, all the chords sound connected. You could do any combination of them, and it's going to sound good because you're in key. Because we played all 7 notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. With the correct minor or major version. And that's the key of C. And just combine them and you got a song. Blah, 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 blah. Right? It fits. You can play any of them. But we didn't play the B. So when you get the B, you're like, what do I do? Major or minor? They're both wrong. Why are they wrong? Because a B major has an F sharp. That note doesn't belong in the key. So what about B minor? What's B minor? No, this is B. So B minor has an F sharp, and B major has an F sharp and a D sharp. Something like that, right? Yeah, has an F sharp and a D sharp, so they both have these sharps which are not in the scale. So you can't play B major, you can't play B minor. So what do? Not play a B? No, the correct answer is you play B diminished 7, which is also known as B minor 7 flat 5. It's just a complicated name, but basically it looks like this. Like that. And it sounds kind of cool, right? That's the off tone, the jazzy off chord in the group. And a lot of people don't know it. So you'll never see a song like on the radio that uses a B, because a lot of songs are in C or in E minor, but whatever, they never use this note, the diminished 7, because it's not like a common chord. It's not a minor, it's not a major. A lot of people know major and no minor chords, and they know 7 chords, but they don't know this one. But you just throw that one in there. So yeah, and it's always got this shape. Okay, so we covered rhythm. Remember, rhythm was you move your hand up and down, and you strum, click, mute strum, every so when you feel like it. But as long as you keep your hand moving when you're not strumming, then your arm is always in tune. That was rhythm. Then we got to the neck, which is 12 frets, 6 strings, the open position chords, 7 chords and 7 notes in a scale, in a key, 12 semitones in total, with all the sharps and flats. So now back to the chords. We have the open position chords plus this one diminished 7. Now, once you got those memorized, then you start going to the positions. So for example, you look at the positions on the 6th string, the positions on the 5th string, and the positions on the fourth string. Because for a chord to sound good, you need to play a lot of strings. If you play a lot of strings, it sounds good. So if you're only playing 2 strings, it starts to sound less echoey, less reverb. So in order to get a full, nice, mellow chord, you want to play at least 4 strings. So you got to learn the positions with 4 strings, 5 strings, and 6 strings. And you don't got to learn all the chords in the book. These are the ones I know. So you learn from me, your teacher, the chords that I know and the chords that I am going to teach you. So on the 6th string, these are bar chords. Some are bar chords, some are not, but the most common ones used are bar chords. Pretty simply, a bar is just when you use your first finger to hold as many strings as possible. So like that. And then you add this for a major. You remove 1 finger for a minor. No. Wait. Major. Minor. Minor 7. Just 7. So 7. Minor 7. Minor. Major. So you know major, 7, minor, minor 7. All on the 6th string. And where you are is the name of the note. So like G, A minor, C minor 7, F7. So that's the position, and the fret is the name of the note. And that's, you've learned like 4 chords times 12 positions, 48 chords, you know, right there. See how easy it is? Simple. You gotta think. You gotta use your brain, man. You gotta use the knowledge and apply yourself. Then you'll have the 5th string. A little more complicated. You have major. Now it's more complicated. Major looks like this. Minor. Minor 7. Major just 7. Major 7. That's a chord we didn't learn on the 6th string. Major 7. We learned just 7, but not major 7. We learned 7 and minor 7, major minor, but now major 7. On the 6th string, it's not a bar chord. It's like this. So it's very nice. A lot of people don't use this chord. It's a major 7. They don't use it because it's not a bar chord. Now you don't gotta learn every chord in the book, but learn this one. Major 7. Into the diminished 7. Combine them with other chords. I was just playing just that one, but it's nice to throw it in there every now and again. So learn the diminished 7, learn all the open chords, learn major, minor, 7, minor 7, major 7. Learn those 5 positions. They're very simple. On the 6th and 5th string. Those chords can all be played easily on the 5th and 6th string. Say you gotta play G7. G is right here on the 6th string. Say you gotta play a D minor 7. Well, that's all the way up here. You're not gonna do this. So you're gonna go down to the 5th string. D on the 5th string is right here. Minor 7. It's the same chord. Just on the 5th string instead of the 6th string. Say you gotta play a C major 7. You're not gonna go up here. You're probably gonna go to the 5th string. Same chord, different position. So learn major, minor, 7, minor 7, and major 7. 5 chords on 2 strings. Don't learn them on the 4th string because I don't know them. There's no need. Any chord you need to play, you got 12 frets times 2, you got 24 frets. 2 strings times 12, 24. You can play any note on those 2 strings with major, minor 7, minor 7, and major 7. And those are the 5 most common chords that exist. So you can play the open position chords, and then you can play these bar chords and positions on these 2 strings. And once you learn that, you can play 99% of songs that exist. You can play 99. You can create songs that don't even exist because they don't use all the material I just taught you. You just learned for $99.48 the ultimate chord book. Like, that is the ultimate guitar chord book. The ultimate chord book. But if you still want more, I'm going to give you the bonus package. Just click the link below for $2.54, and I'm going to give you the bonus package. You ready? If you still want more, there are a couple of extra chords you got to learn. And they are once again on different positions, different strings, which are also different positions. And those are the diminished 7, but on different strings. So diminished 7 on the 5th string always looks like this. On the 4th string always looks like this. On the 6th string, so 4, 5, and 6, because it's a good chord, so we're going to learn on 4, 5, and 6. On the 6th string always looks like this. That's a diminished 7 on 4, 5, and 6 string. Diminished 7. Maybe that's the only one. Can we think of another? The 6 and the 7 flat 9. So the 6 I only learn on 1 string because 6 is not common. But if you see a 6 written down in a book, you should know how to play it, so I'm going to prepare you for that extremely dangerous situation. The 6 looks like this on the 5th string. This finger holds down all the strings, and we just add one more finger. It's kind of like a rock chord, eh? Like a rock chord. Like a rock chord. That's the 6. So the diminished 7, the 6, And the last specialty chord is the 7 flat 9. Not because it's some sort of popular chord. I don't ever use it, but if you see it written down in a book, you should be prepared for this ultra dangerous situation. And we're going to learn it on the 4th string and the 5th string. So the 7 flat 9 on the 4th string looks like the diminished 7 on the 5th string. It's like this. And to move it up to the 5th string, you just invert it. So from this, it turns into this. This is a cool one. It's not the cool one I was thinking about, but it's alright. There's one more, but I don't know the name of it. But this one's alright. Just playing random notes, but that's the chord. So, to recap, for chords, 7 chords in each scale, one for each of the notes in the scale. They're a combination of major, minor, plus diminished 7. Learn them on the open position, and for the bar chords, learn the major, minor, 7, minor 7, major 7, and these 3 specialty: diminished 7, 6, and 7 flat 9. Those are 3 special ones, and these are the 5 essential ones. And you learn these on different strings, and you can read a book and play almost all the chords in the book, and you can write your own songs and include some of these diminished 7, major 7, some of these other chords, throw them in there. And you can play on the open position, or you can play anywhere along the neck. And that is all you need to know for chords. There is one other chord that sometimes pops up, and it's called 9. Who goes to 9? Like, we're already past 7 and past 8, and now we're on 9. If you see a 9, just pretend it says 7. That's what I do. Because a 9 is a 7, but they add an extra note to it. So if you just play the 7, you're halfway there. So when you see a 9, just think 7. End of story. So now you know the chords. You know the rhythm, and you know the chords. Now you're going to learn how to solo. So take some time, drink your drink, get a drink of your drink. You made it this far, halfway through the lesson. Now to solo, we want to be creative, all right? What does that mean? It means get some patterns, man. Learn some patterns. Learn some techniques. Learn some patterns. And then use them in the correct position. There's only one position, and that's the major scale. However, there's so much neck to cover that they broke it down into 7 modes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One for each of the notes. So for every note, you have the scale that can start on that note along the guitar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of that equals the major scale. And we got 4 fingers. So a lot of these modes, actually all of them, cover 4 or 5 frets. That's it. So your hand stays like this, or like this, or like this. And you can use go down, go up, go down, go up, shift, go down, go up, go down, go up, shift, go down, go up. Okay? So the C scale is the most basic scale, and for that the most basic mode is on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now when you solo, when you play a chord, you go like this. You use your thumb and your fingers and whatever. When you solo, you use these 2 fingers or a pick, but you use these 2 fingers. And you alternate. Each note you use a different finger, including if you switch strings. So when you switch string, try not to use the same finger twice. Like, it slows you down. Try and alternate your fingers even as you switch strings. Okay? So that's up the scale and down the scale. Then you throw in patterns and techniques. Now, if you just know that position, just play in that position. It takes a while to learn. It's one mode. Learn one mode. And then you got techniques and patterns. So a technique could be a hammer-on, or a pull-off, or a bend. Or double hammer-on and double pull-off. Or a hammer-on pull-off. Or a slide. Up and down. And then patterns, like 4 notes and 3 notes and 5 notes at a time. Or different strings. Strings. Hammer on, pull off, double hammer on, double pull off, slide up, slide down, bend up, bend down, 4 notes at a time, 3 notes at a time, repeat them. I'm just going down 1 note at a time in patterns of 3. Or patterns of 4. Or up. Right, up and down, whatever. So patterns, techniques, in the mode, 7 modes, major scale. And you're going to be focused when you're soloing. But don't forget to take a step back and find out where you are in the song. So you got to listen to the rhythm on that side, listen to the beat on that side, listen to the different instruments, listen to how the overall song sounds without you. And the easiest way to do that is just take a break. So play a bit and then stop. And then play a bit and then stop. And then play a bit and then stop. So it would be like, and it sounds a lot better if you stay on the note that you last played. Just stay on that note. and do vibrato. Vibrato is when you vibrate the string. And you pause. And you pause. And you pause. You go fast and you pause. And then if you hear some funky rhythm, you play along to the rhythm. So you play different notes, but you play in the rhythm. So the notes shift, but it's with the rhythm, in sync with the rhythm. Like that. And that's it. That's the entire course. How long has it been? 40 minutes? That's everything I know about guitar. But if you made it to the end of this video, pat yourself on the back, practice the guitar, like me, like you, practice makes perfect. And just have fun with it, just play around with it, learn a bit, play a bit, listen a bit. Yeah. But just for you, since you made it to the end of this video, I'm going to give you the special scientific research. Now, the scientific research is a special bonus content that I've been working on. And it's going to take your playing from here to here. So if you're here, you got to get here first. So you're probably here, you want to get here. And once you're here, my special never before seen deal package will get you from here to here. And it's a method I developed. And for the low price of $100, you can click the link and buy one package for $100 for the special content. Okay, so I'm assuming you've clicked the $100. So here is the package. Have you ever noticed when you listen to a song on the radio or when you read the notes, you have these chords that don't fit in with the key of the song, but the song sounds good. But when you make your own original song, you can never replicate that because you don't break the rules that they did. Now, there's nothing intelligent that they specifically may have done. They were just playing around and discovered these chords that fit together, possibly all entirely in the open position. And what I mean by this subtle difference of chords not fitting in, it's where they should have used the major, but they used a minor. Or they should have used the minor, but they use a major. Remember we said there are 7 notes in a scale. There's 7 whole notes and 7 chords. And one of them is a diminished 7. So that one doesn't change. But the other ones are all either major or minor. And now some of these, instead of a major, they use a minor. Or a minor, they use a major. What's the rule for that? Well, I've cracked the code so you don't have to worry about it. And this is the rule. We're going to work as an example in the C major scale, the most basic scale. And the rule is, whew, man, this is some next level content, some top secret content. I don't know if I should be giving it out. But if I don't give it out, I won't get the credit for it. Someone else will get the credit for what I deserve. But the content is, oh man, should I give it out? You already paid the $100, so you deserve it. So the first note in the scale, in the major scale, is the third note in the relative minor. But just understand that it's the first note. I'm filming a video. Okay. You can stay there. It's the first note. So the first note, C, is the third note in the minor. So since it's the first note, it's a C major, or the third note in the minor, A minor. C, A minor. We're going to take that first note and we're going to sharp it. You're going to take the first note and you're going to sharp it. Now that does not mean you're not gonna play a C sharp. You're not gonna overcomplicate too much and play a C sharp. But what you are gonna do is play the A minor with that third note, C, and turn that into a sharp. And that becomes A major. See, you went from A minor to A major. So we still have C. And now instead of A minor, we go A major. And you do the same thing with the G. The G is the fifth note. E. So you're not going to play a G sharp, but you're going to play an E with the G sharp. So instead of E minor, it becomes E major. So the note that became sharp, the first note and the fifth note, those are the third notes in the chord. They're the first and the fifth note of the scale, but the third note of the chord. So C was number 1, became sharp. G was number 5, became sharp. And the correct chord for them is the minor chord. A minor becomes A major. E minor becomes E major. So now we throw in those chords. Wherever you would use an A minor, you instead use an A major sometimes. And whenever you would use an E minor, you use E major sometimes. And that will make your song sound more like what you hear in the popular songs. Like this. So There you go. So you take the first note and you sharp it, and you take the fifth note and you sharp it, and those become the third notes in their chords. That's the secret, top secret formula. And you can do that with any key. That was the key of C. So if it's in the key of E minor or G major, you take the first note G, you make it a sharp, G sharp. That's the E major chord, third notes, E major. So G sharp, you're going to use an E major. Then you take the fifth note, D, D sharp. You're going to use a B. Oh man, you're going to use a B major. Yeah, you're going to use a B major. You're going to use instead of a B minor, you're going to use a B major. Instead of an E minor, you're going to use an E major, because you're sharpening the G sharp and you're sharpening the D sharp, the first note and the fifth note. And they are the third notes in their scales, which are always a minor scale, minor chord, that then become a major chord. And that's the secret formula. If you use that, you can make a lot of new and creative songs that sound more like what you hear on the radio, but it's gonna be more creative because you can do it in any key, anywhere along the neck. And then if you solo in that key, you can take the first note and the fifth note and sharp them as well. So instead of, it becomes really? Okay. Okay. Yeah, so. Instead of it becomes 1 hour long. So that was the course. Leave a like and a rate and a comment, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. One hour long.